there is a mythological region in the Atlantic Ocean known as the Bermuda Triangle. This region is roughly encompassed by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. In this region, scores of ships and airplanes have vanished without a trace. Some of these incidents occurred under mysterious conditions, such as the one in which the pilots of a squadron of United States Navy bombers became disoriented while flying over the area. The planes were never discovered. Despite the favorable weather conditions, it appears that other boats and planes have left the region without even transmitting radio messages of distress. However, even though a large number of fantastic hypotheses have been put forward about the Bermuda Triangle, not one of them can prove that unexplained vanishes take place in this region of the ocean more frequently than in other regions of the ocean that are frequently traveled. Individuals navigate the area daily without encountering any problems. The fable surrounding the Bermuda Triangle. Off the southeastern coast of Florida lies a region of the water that is approximately 500,000 square miles in size and is referred to variously as the Bermuda Triangle or the Devil's Triangle. When Christopher Columbus was sailing through the region on his first trip to the New World, he reported that a large flame of fire, probably a meteor, crashed into the sea one night and that a few weeks later, a strange light appeared in the distance. Both of these events occurred after he sailed through the region. He also wrote of unpredictable compass readings, which may have been because, at the time, a small portion of the Bermuda Triangle was one of the few areas on Earth where true north and magnetic north aligned. Some academics believe that Shakespeare's play The Tempest was inspired by a shipwreck that occurred in Bermuda, which may have contributed to the region's reputation as being shrouded in mystery. Despite this, accounts of disappearances that could not be explained did not truly attract the attention of the general public until the 20th century. In March of 1918, a particularly infamous catastrophe occurred when the USS Cyclops, a Navy cargo ship that was 542 feet long and had more than 300 soldiers and 10,000 tons of manganese ore on board, sank somewhere between Barbados and the Chesapeake Bay. The ship was carrying manganese ore. The Cyclops did not issue an SOS distress call despite having the capability to do so, and despite considerable searching, there was no sign of the ship's wreckage. Later on, President of the United States Woodrow Wilson stated that only God and the sea know what happened to the mighty ship. In 1941, two of the Cyclops' sister ships disappeared without a trace following a path that was nearly identical to the one they were traveling. It is said that a pattern began to evolve in which vessels traveling through the Bermuda Triangle would either vanish or be found abandoned after passing through the area. The following year, in December of 1945, 5 Navy bombers with a total of 14 crew members aboard took off from an airstrip in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to carry out practice bombing missions over some local shoals. However, the leader of the operation, which was referred to as Flight 19, became extremely disoriented as a result of the apparent breakdown of his compasses. The 5 planes circled aimlessly in the sky until they ran out of fuel and were forced to make an emergency landing at sea. On the same day, a rescue plane along with its crew of 13 people went missing. The official Navy investigation concluded that it was as if they had gone to Mars after an exhaustive search that lasted for weeks but turned up no evidence. Theories and counter-theories regarding the Bermuda Triangle. By the time that author Vincent Gaddis invented the moniker Bermuda Triangle in a magazine article in 1964, further unexplained incidents had happened in the region, including the disappearance of 3 passenger planes that had just sent Allswell communications before crashing. Charles Berlitz, whose grandfather established the Berlitz language schools, fueled the narrative even further in 1974 with a blockbuster bestseller about the legend. The book was titled Berlitz, the Man Who Invented Language Learning. Since then, a large number of other paranormal writers have pointed the finger of blame at everything from aliens, Atlantis, and sea monsters to time warps and reverse gravity fields. On the other hand, theorists with a more scientific mindset have pointed the finger at magnetic anomalies, waterspouts, or enormous eruptions of methane gas from the ocean floor. Despite this, it is quite likely that no one explanation can fully explain the phenomenon in question. Trying to find a common explanation for every disappearance that occurred in the Bermuda Triangle, as one skeptic put it, is no more rational than trying to find a common cause for every vehicle accident that occurred in the state of Arizona. In addition, even though hurricanes, reefs, and the Gulf Stream can make navigation difficult in that area. The leading provider of marine insurance in the United Kingdom, Lloyd's of London, does not consider the Bermuda Triangle to be an exceptionally hazardous location. The United States Coast Guard does not either, as they state in their report. In a review of many aircraft and vessel losses in the area over the years, there has been nothing revealed that would indicate that casualties were the result of anything other than physical reasons. There has never been any evidence that points to any unusual factors. It turns out that the person who is most likely to be responsible for these mysteries isn't a mystery at all. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, the majority of scientific theories include the numerous tropical storms and hurricanes that travel through this area, as well as the Gulf Stream current, which is capable of causing rapid and drastic shifts in the weather. According to the NOAA, there may even be some evidence that suggests that this region has a specific geomagnetic anomaly that can cause a ship or plane's navigation to point to true north rather than magnetic north. Is it anything that pilots try to avoid? Many people have the misconception that airline pilots try to steer clear of the Bermuda Triangle because of the widespread superstition that surrounds this region of the ocean. This is not the case for anyone who has ever traveled by plane from Miami to San Juan in Puerto Rico. Most people presumably already know this. If that were the case, almost everyone's holiday in the Caribbean would be destroyed. The fact that the Bermuda Triangle is traversed by a large number of flights, as can be shown by consulting Flight Radar 24, demonstrates that the region is not deliberately avoided by aircraft. When it comes to navigation, flights are under the constant watch of air traffic control, which ensures that pilots have a backup available to them if navigation fails. When an airplane is due to take off, the weather is also meticulously monitored in detail in preparation for the flight. Accidents do still take place, although the frequency with which they do so is not significantly higher than it is in other parts of the world.